Hello students, we are going to study about plant reproduction. So I hope you must have studied about reproduction in previous classes. So here in this topic, we will study that how plants reproduce. What is the meaning of reproduction actually? Reproduction means plants producing of its own kind or creates new individual. Okay, so here we will see how plants reproduce in two different types. So there are two types of plants reproduction, that is sexual and asexual reproduction. Okay, so what is the meaning of asexual reproduction? What is basically the meaning of asexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction involves a single parent to produce the offspring that are genetically identical to the parents. So here you need to understand, you need to focus here. See, when we are studying science and especially when we are studying biology, then we need to study and focus more on the terminology. Okay, because they play a very important role on the key terms which you are using. Okay, so here asexual reproduction in plants means the reproduction which does not require any two gametes or two things. Here a single parent can produce the offspring that are genetically identical. What is the meaning of identical? Meaning of identical is same. Okay, so a new plant is produced by its own parent plants. How? We can see. Okay, so here the first one is the vegetative reproduction and the second one is fragmentation. Second one is fragmentation and the third one is spore formation. Okay, so what is reproduction? A new plant is formed from the vegetative part of the plant. So what is the meaning of vegetative over here? Vegetative means the plant's parts, that is the, or you can say the aerial parts, stem, roots and leaves. Stem, roots and leaves, these are the aerial parts of the plants. So a new plant can be grown by these parts. How? We will see in details. Fragmentation. Another one is a plant breaks into fragments. Fragments means pieces. Suppose these are the fragments. So it breaks into pieces. Suppose this part is broken and this part is broken and it forms into another plant. How? This we will also see later on. And the third one is the spore formation. It is a single reproductive cells that develops into a new plant. So these are the three basic parts how the plants reproduce. So let's see in details. First is vegetative reproduction, as we have already studied just now, by stem cutting, root cutting and leaf cutting. These are the aerial parts of the plants. How these plants produce a new plant? By stem cutting. For example, let's see. The first one is the stem cutting. A piece of a stem is cut from the parent plant and is planted in the soil. The stem grows into the root and develops into the stem will grow into the roots and develops into the new plant. For example, China rose, sugarcane, these are few examples. These plants, if you just cut the stem and just grow into the another pot and then it will grow into another plant. So this is how a new plant produced by the stem cutting. And the root cutting, same way, a piece of a root is cut from the parent plant, a piece of a root, and the root will grow into a shoot. The plant which is above the ground, this is the shoot, and below is the root. Okay, in the same way we will see that the next one is the leaf cutting. How the plants reproduce? By leaf cutting. For example, a piece of a leaf is cut from the parent plant and is placed on the soil, a piece of a leaf. So can you guess any example? The leaf will grow into a roots and develops into a new plants. So I'll give you an example of a bryophyllum. Bryophyllum. Okay. So how does the bryophyllum looks like? If you see the leaf of bryophyllum, it is somewhat like this. And at the tip of the leaves, there's another leaf grows. And if you just pluck this leaf and grow into the pot, the soil, this particular small tiny leaf which is grown here on the tip of this leaf will grow into another new plant. Okay. So this is the way how the leaf, by leaf cutting, the new plant can be grown. So these are the three methods or three types of vegetative reproduction. Now what is the second part? The fragmentation. You can see here, this is a plant. A fragmentation is a form of a asexual reproduction where the plant breaks into the pieces and each pieces can develop. Means each piece means if you take out the leaves, just pluck it and just put it in the soil, and each piece will grow into the a new plant. Okay, that is, the plant breaks into fragments due to natural causes or human interventions. Okay. Then second is each fragments develops into the roots and start growing independently. Just you pluck it out and just put it in the soil and it will grow into a new plant. Okay, isn't that amazing? Just comment below and just tell me how many of you have done a grown plant like this, because I usually keep on doing like this. And this is one of my hobby, you can say. Okay. So let's proceed. So the new plant formation, the third step will be, by this method the new plant will be formed, will grow into a fully functional new plant. So this is also one of the method how the plants reproduce by fragmentation. Now regeneration, here the word itself says regeneration, means regenerating again. Regeneration is a form of asexual reproduction where plant can regrow the missing part. Okay, for example, here fern and mosses, you must have seen fern. It has small spores. Okay, also, so this type of plant can grow by regenerating. Okay, let's see the next one. Plant growth. The plant can regenerate into shoot, leaves, and even the entire plant from the small fragments. Tissue repair. Regenerate also allows to repair the damage which is caused by herbivore disease or environmental stress. Sometimes the herbivore animals eat them, or any disease, plant disease, or due to some environmental stress, due to some climatic conditions also. And asexual reproduction. So regeneration can be a form of a asexual reproduction in plants. Alright children, so here we have studied how plants can reproduce by its own parts, by its own. For example, we have seen how by leaf, by stem, okay, and by roots also. These are the spores we were talking about, the spores formation. You can see the spores. Spores are just like the mustard seed you must have seen. This is a plant of a fern. This is a fern. Okay. So when you see at the back of the leaf, when you turn it, then you find these spores. So this can be, these spores can form a new plant. The spores are tiny single cell that can develop into a new plant. Okay. like the sporophytes. So these are also known as sporophytes, the spore producing stage of a plant's life cycle. And then the spores are released from the, and then they are dispersed out. How they will produce? By dispersal. So dispersal is also the method how the plants reproduce. Spores germinate and develops into the, when it is germinated, okay, when it is dispersed by water, wind, and so in this way, when the seeds are released, the spores, these spores are released in the wind or in the water. After that, they germinate and they develop into a new plant. All right, so I hope that these are the three methods by which the plants reproduce asexually. Now let's see how plants reproduce sexually. Sexually means here the two parent or two gametes. When we are talking about plants, then we should use the word gametes are used. So what are the key terms over here? Basically, sexual reproduction in plants involves the fusion of male and female gametes to produce seed. All right, again I'll repeat that you need to focus mainly on the key terms when you are writing the definition, because that will only carry your marks and that makes your definition appropriate. All right children, so here fusion and gametes. Gametes means male and female gametes. Fusion and gametes, these are the male and female gametes, you can say. These are the two main keywords of this definition. All right, so how we will see the plants reproduce sexually. First is pollination, fertilization, and seed formation, and then the last one is the seed dispersal. Okay, pollination, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. All right, these are the two, male and the female. Anther, and this is male and this is the female part of the plant. We will study just later on. Fertilization means after the pollination will takes place, the fusion will happen. When fusion of the male and female gamete will take place, then they form a zygote. They form a zygote. Okay, that is known as fertilization. After fertilization, when then this zygote develops into the seed, which contains the embryo. This zygote contains the embryo inside it. All right, this zygote contains the embryo inside it and the food reserves which forms, and this food reserves is, you know what is this actually? This will convert into the fleshy part, what is known as the fruit. For example, if we take the example of mango, the fleshy part is the food reserves and the embryo is the seed. Embryo is the seed. All right. Now the next is the seed dispersal. How these seeds are dispersed and why this seed dispersal is necessary. This is again an important question. Okay, all right, I'll tell you. Seed dispersal is important because if there is no seed dispersal, then there will be no varieties of the plants will be produced of the same kind. All right, or of different kind. All right, so this seed dispersal, after the seed formation, after the fertilization, the seed dispersal is very, very important. And this seed dispersal is done by different methods. There are different agents of seed dispersal. I hope you must have studied in your previous classes by wind, by water, by air, by explosive mechanisms. So if you will comment me below, then I will make another video in details of how the seeds are dispersed. This is again another full topic to be understood. So let's go further. The flower structure, because we are studying the first part, the pollination. So for this we need to understand the parts of the flower first. So here you can see the flower and all its parts. The stem, the sepals. Sepals are also known as calyx in biological term. Petals are known as corolla, and stamens is the male part of the plant, and the pistil is the female part of the plant. So calyx protect the bird from its before it opens. Petals, the colorful part, they attract the pollinators, that is for pollination. Male reproductive part produces pollens, and female reproductive part that contains the ovary, style and stigma. This is a female part, this is the female part of the plant, and this is the male part of the plant. So when we have both male and the female part in the same flower or the same plant, so this will be called as bisexual plant. So this will be known as the bisexual plant. All right, children. So how pollination, you can see here, pollination takes place by insects. The pollination is taking place by insects, and they attract these plants are attracted by the insects. Here the wind pollination, through the winds the anthers and the stigmas are taken away. All right. And the seed dispersal, here the seed dispersal, you can see seed formation and seed dispersal. That is the fruit formation. First it will form the fruit, and then the seed dispersal mechanism, and then the germination. So fruit formation, the ovary of the flower often develops into the fruit which protects them, and the dispersal of the seed dispersal mechanism, seeds are dispersed into new location by wind and water, because through this only, these are known as the agents of dispersal, because these, or you can say the pollinators, because they are pollinating the plants, they are helping the plants to pollinate. Why what is the necessity of the pollination? Because help them to produce of its own kind and for germination also. So under favorable condition, and now the seed also need the favorable condition to develop into the new plant, I hope children this topic is much clear to you. If you need any other details or want me to explain the topics details, just comment below and stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you so much. Bye bye.